Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a new 6x6 fix layout. So this one started out as a Missy Whitten scrappy lift and turned into something totally different that I did not expect. But I am still saying that I was totally inspired by Missy Whitten for this layout. So you can see I started with some Heidi Swap acrylic paint, and it's just black, and I used a little patterned brayer that I had, and then I am going to start doing just splotches of paint on the background. So I was watching Missy's video while I was making this layout, and mine just was not looking anything like hers. And you know how you have this idea in your head and you want it to come out perfectly? Well, mine was not coming out perfectly. So I'm going to try very, very hard to follow Missy. And it doesn't work at all. So I started out by using Shimmer's Paints Pull Me Closer. And then I move on to these Shimmer's Paints blings called Gold Roses. Gold, the letter N, roses. Sorry, I feel really weird saying that. And I was just doing like splotches of paint or of, just these pots. And it wasn't working out well. I bring in the Shimmer's Sugar Plum, and that just does not look good at all. And I'm like, what the heck? What am I doing? Then I decide, okay, I'm going to bring in some yellow. So I think I use Shimmer's Sunny, and I really just do not like it. But I'm going to keep going, and I bring in some green, and it's Shimmer's Key Lime. And I am just mixing the yellow and the green together, and I'm like, WTF, what am I even doing? I don't even know, you guys. Like, seriously. And then I think I bring in, I want to say this is Shimmer's Golden Wheat, but I could be wrong about that. It might be their gold color. I think the Golden Wheat is a little bit goldish. So I start trying to mix that in with the yellow and try to save this whole thing. It doesn't work very well, and I get kind of frustrated, and so I wipe the gold paint away. And I am going to kind of clean up a little bit and then bring in some more of this purple, which is the Sugar Plum, and I just really don't like it. So I'm going to start dabbing everything up and adding more water and trying to just fix what I have here. So I decide to bring in some of these Art Philosophy concentrated watercolors, and I bring in this color called Mystic, and it is a very deep purple color. It's kind of like a bluish purple. It's more purple than it is blue. And so I'm gonna just start painting with a big brush, and I actually kind of like what happens to this. Maybe I didn't start doing that. I guess I tried to add more blue. I thought I started painting with the brush, but nope, that's not what happened. I made this like a month ago, so I apologize. My mind is not as clear as I thought it was. This just looks like a mess, right? So don't worry, I'm going to save it, and you're going to probably be yelling at me this whole time. Like, what are you doing, Megan? I apologize if you can hear the thumping upstairs. Apparently my kids are getting ready for bed, and they're making a ton of noise while doing it. Okay, so I try to add some purple to this bluish yellow mess I have going on here. That doesn't turn out so well, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. then I bring in more of this Art Philosophy concentrated watercolor, except this color is now blue and it's called Truth. And so this is where I start just using a big old brush and just painting big strokes up and down the page. And I know it looks like a mess, but you know what? I absolutely love how this turns out. And so I'm just kind of looking at it and trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I decide to add more purple to it, but I want it to be lighter purple. Like I want it to be lighter and then move into the blue. So I'm gonna, oh, I guess I'm done. I thought I had more time. But anyway, so I kind of make it a little lighter on the edge and then a little darker in the middle of the purple, and then it goes to the blue. So now here you can see it is all dried, and this is probably a couple of weeks later. And I had these 3 photos of when I went to go visit Hannah, and we had gotten these specialty cupcakes, and I knew I had this cupcake file from Cut to You, and so I am going to back this whole file and I'm going to absolutely hate it, but I'm going to let you watch it for just a little bit. Here I am just tracing out this piece of paper. I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to glue it down, and I'm going to back this whole thing, and I absolutely hate how it looks. I love the papers that I use. I just hate how it looks with this specific layout. So here we are the next day, and I came back to finish the layout, and I just absolutely hate the cut file that I backed. So I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to cut out a bunch of these cupcakes in 3 different sizes using a bunch of these 6x6 paper pads. So I used, let's see if I can remember which paper pads I used. I set them aside, and I think I put them away because I was going to, oh no, I didn't. Okay. So I used Happy Days by My Mind's Eye. I also am going to use some Magnolia Jane by Heidi Swap and Twilight by One Canoe 2. So here you can see I am using, I think this is a Magnolia Jane 6x8 piece of paper to mat the photos. And I really like the gray. I kind of feel like it just pops off of that background. I'm trying to make this cut file work, and I'm going to keep trying and trying, but then I decide, no, you know what? I'm just going to use these 6x6 paper pads, and I'm going to cut out some new cupcakes. I do add a couple of pattern papers behind the photos, but in the end, I think I actually changed the pattern papers. So now here you can see I have all of these different sizes of this cute little cupcake cut file. And so I kind of get this idea to create a tower of cupcakes next to the photos. So that's kind of what I'm going to go with. And I really, really love how this layout turned out. While I was making it, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a complete mess. Like, what am I even doing? But this layout kind of made me realize the more that I just kept going and kept not giving up, I actually came up with a layout that I loved. So here I am going to just keep fussing with the cupcakes. And I wanted to leave all this in. So this video is going to be quite a bit longer than my normal layouts. So I apologize if you don't like long process videos. I kind of want you guys to see the truth, which is I don't scrapbook crazy fast all the time. For the most part, yes, I can get a layout finished within 30 to 40 minutes. But this layout probably took 3 hours or more on 2 different days. So now here I'm thinking, okay, I need to cut this background down. So I go into my stash and I find this Shamel, I think it was, I don't remember the name of the paper, but it's from that cloud collection that she had. And it said a bunch of different words, but two of the words that popped out to me were awesome friends. And so I was like, oh my gosh, Hannah and I, this is totally us. We are awesome friends, right? And you can tell in the photos that we're just having fun and enjoying some goofy times together. And so I decided to mat the right side and the bottom of the layout with this Shamel paper. And I really, really love how that turns out. So I'm going to hem and haw over getting it to the perfect size, and then I will glue it down. Okay, now I've come back and I am going to mat the photos. And I am using that piece of pink paper that had the original cut file that I had backed cut out of it. And so I'm just making sure that it's going to stay still so that I can glue it down. So I use this washi tape on the back of it. When in doubt, use washi tape to make things stay. So I really like these layers. They're not complicated. It's very simple, which is totally what I needed. I don't know. I'm not the greatest person when it comes to layering. And so when I can quickly just put some layers together, it kind of makes me feel better and a lot happier because, like I said, I tend to fuss over layers and think that they don't look that good. But as I'm sitting here looking at this layout right now, I am so in love with it. Okay, now I'm going to start gluing down the cut files. And like I said, I kind of just wanted the idea that I had for this was just to have the cascading cupcakes, or like the tower of cupcakes was kind of my idea for this. And this is pretty much how it looks. I am going to take out those two that I just took out. And I'm going to spend quite a while spending time gluing all of these down. So I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. Okay, so now I have all of the cut files glued down and I am going to start embellishing. I bring in my September scrapbooking store kit, and I'm going to use the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from the I Am collection that came out this year. I use that cute little banner up at the top. I'm going to cut off the bird because I just feel like that doesn't go very well. Then I'm going to bring in this cute little heart with some flowers that says love yourself, and this fabulous sticker. I had forgotten to glue down the photo, so I made sure to do that, the photo mat. And then I'm going to glue down all of these little trinkets. And there are two other cut files that I didn't glue down because I wanted part of them to be on top of the photos or the pattern papers. And so I'm going to glue those down right now. And then I'm going to just go embellishment crazy. Now I'm going to start adding in all of the extra embellishments. I'm going to bring in a couple phrase stickers, And also from that kit, there were some cute little wood buttons, and they're like those three-dimensional wood buttons. So I'm gonna put those on here too after I do all of these phrase stickers. If you've been following me, you know I love phrase stickers. And here are the wood buttons. I'm gonna put a bunch of them up in this top cluster. That one just kind of became a mishmash. I really do love what it adds to the layout though. So now I'm going to bring in the alpha that came with my scrapbooking store kit for the month of September, but it's actually not going to stay. So I know that I want my title to be something about shenanigans. Cupcake Shenanigans is what I'm thinking at first, because this was my last night hanging out with Hannah and just her and I getting drunk and having fun together. Okay, we didn't really actually get drunk, but we did have some wine that night and we had some cupcakes and we had a lot of fun because it was our last night together. So I knew I wanted the word shenanigans to be in there. This alpha was a little too big. It didn't fit well. So it made me really sad, but I'm going to have to put it away. So I pull out a couple different alphas. I don't remember the name of it. Let me check. So I pull out this American Crafts sticker, and it's a chipboard called Amber. And it's really pretty. It's got 3 different colors. So I'm going to use the light pink and the dark pink. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put my title at the top and it's going to be Cupcake Shenanigans. But I can't spell out the word shenanigans with this font because it's too big, just like the other one. So I do find my Paige Evans alpha. This one is called Happy Life. I believe it's from her Pick Me Up collection. And so I'm going to use the white one and I'm going to spell the word shenanigans, and I'm going to have it cascading down like I had the other word shenanigans. But since this alpha is so small, it doesn't fit all the way down the page. So it looks funky because it stops short, right? So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And yes, I don't have enough E's in that chipboard font. So I do need to make the F into an E. So I'm thinking about maybe doing this. That doesn't look good. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I can just put the word cupcake out and then have the word shenanigans go all the way across. But then it looks kind of empty underneath the word shenanigans. So that is where I decide I'm going to put the word cupcake on the very bottom. And the title can be Shenanigans and Cupcakes. And that works so perfect. And that is going to be the end of my layout. I hope that you enjoyed this crazy long video and all the craziness that happened with it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go on over and check out Caitlin's video for today. Also, I challenge you to use 6x6 paper pads to make cut files out of. Thank you for watching. Bye!